Barry Cotter. Barry Cotter, the 70s comedian.
Yeah. From Barnsley.
Barry Cotter. Yeah.
Here we go. It's the Pompey podcast with Mike and Dan. And what a time to be a Pompey fan, eh, Dan?
Brilliant.
This is the weekly podcast that talks about everything Portsmouth. We review the games, we look ahead to the next games, and we just generally chat about what's happened in the Pompey world. If you want to subscribe, not if you want to, do it. Do it. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Like, subscribe, share. Do it. Also on Facebook. It is facebook.com/PompeyPod. Twitter or X is at PompeyPod. Get involved. We want to hear your comments. Right, so 2 games this week, 2 relatively tough games on paper, I would say. And hallelujah! 6 points have been
6
yielded
points, Mike,
from these 2 games.
Yeah.
You, the very Dan that sits right there, predicted an away win at Barnsley. So you actually predicted the 6 points. So we actually said we'd be happy with 2 points from the 2 away games, Derby and Barnsley, and we actually yielded 4. So that's good.
Yeah.
So what did you think?
We came that close to getting the score correct as well, didn't we? At Barnsley, we were right for about 5 minutes. No, we were right for about 30 seconds, weren't we?
Yeah, not even 5 minutes.
We said Bishop would score a penalty and we'd win 1-0.
Yes.
So that lasted 30 seconds.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're going to talk about the Barnsley game. We'll then talk about yesterday's Lincoln game. We're recording on a Sunday night. This will be out most likely on Monday night. So most people will still be bathing in the glory of top of the league, Portsmouth beating Lincoln. But let's start with Barnsley. Firstly, what did you think of the game overall? How would you rate it on a score out of 10 as a game if you were, say, a neutral?
Okay.
To watch.
As a neutral, the game itself, I would say, was a 7 or 8. Thought it was a good as they say, a good advert for the league.
Good advert for League One football. Yeah, no, I'd agree.
Yeah.
I'd definitely agree. It was a very archetypal game of 2 halves, wasn't it?
Yeah,
very much
definitely. So. Yeah, I thought.
Tell us about it, Dan. What did you think? Tell us about your the game itself. Your review of the game.
First half, we were as good as I've seen us in seasons. I think we just dominated. We were on the front foot. We were quick, going forwards every opportunity. I just thought it was excellent. Just really good start to the game, and we've had this thing where we start very slowly, don't we, in all our games? But that game we just seemed to just come out, and I think even Messinho said that it just seemed to. We didn't do anything different. It just seemed to sort of fall in. Everything fell into place that first half.
Yeah.
Everything just went our way. But yeah, fully deserved to go in 3-0 up. Could have even.
Yeah, it didn't flatter us at all, did it?
No, not at all. Really good half. And then even the second half, we had a couple of. I even thought when we came out the second half, I thought the first 5 minutes we were quite good. We had a couple of we had a really good chance right after half time, and I thought, we're going to be all right. We're going to carry on as we have been in the first half, but that wasn't to be. But I don't think we can complain too much. I don't think. I mean, it's not like Barnsley hammered us in the second half. I don't think that's the case. A lot of people, I could see a few people sort of complaining about the second half performance, but you're not going to go to Barnsley and win 6-0, are you? You're going to, there's going to be a point. There's going to be a point when you're under the cosh, and that's what happened in that second half. But even then, it wasn't like Barnsley were hammering our goal, peppering us with shots, was it? So
no, I thought they. We completely controlled the first half, didn't we? Absolutely controlled it. And I know that helps when you get 2 early goals. But it was everything that we've been talking about for ages, isn't it? Fast start, using the width, and actually getting some pace in behind. And I think we tactically completely kind of outdid them, didn't we, in the first half with that, exploiting that width. They played a kind of like a 3-4-1-2 sort of formation, didn't they? Or 3-4-2-1, which really, I think they struggled out wide. And Lane, I thought, was excellent. That's the other thing we said about we don't really get the Lane thing as yet, but I thought he was excellent that night. And pushing for man of the match for me. I think even in the second half when we were under the cosh, I thought he still had a lot of energy. He was getting back, helping out at the fullback really well. Rafferty. But yeah, he was really, really good. And it's one of those games where it's difficult to even say that anybody wasn't a 7 out of 10 or better, wasn't it?
No, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree that Lane. Yeah, I think the last two games I've really seen a bit. Well, yeah, no, in fact, I think it was when Lane came on as a substitute. Who was it he came on against at Fratton Park as a substitute? And I think he came on quite early as a sub. And he just seemed really up for it. I think it was it the Peterborough game? He came on as sub, didn't he? I can't remember what game it was, but he came on as sub and he looked really up for it. And I think ever since that point, I've sort of seen a change in the way he's playing. I've started to see why people seem to love him. I've seen
he seems to be the one person as well that in the team. Sorry, no, he's not the one. One of the few people in the squad who seems to have a bit of pace about him as well.
Yeah,
I'd say Kamara
definitely.
is probably the other one. But other than that, we do lack pace. But I thought it was a good performance all round. Great.
What did you think? Sorry, go on.
No, go on.
On a slight negative, what do you think? I'm not quite sure what Ogilvy and Rafferty were doing for both the Barnsley goals, because the
I think the goals were soft, weren't they?
Yeah, Ogilvy.
What kind of happened?
Right across, didn't he?
But I think the whole defence got pulled across, didn't they? I think Rafferty got caught high up the pitch. Paul was kind of covering right back. Shocknessy had kind of almost come into the right centre back channel, and so I could see what Ogilvy was doing. He was obviously covering the other centre back, but I think we were so wide open in that there's so much space for that Cotter, the guy who got the first one.
He had
Barry
Cotter, the 70s comedian.
From Barnsley.
Barry Cotter. Yeah.
To my mother-in-law. Couldn't be a more Barnsley name, that could it? Barry Cotter. I love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, it had acres of space, didn't he? But I think it was just one of those things but I think both goals were a little bit soft, weren't they, for them? The fact that Norris, it was kind of pretty much out in the second one. I think it's just one of those that it's just unfortunate. Goalkeeper makes a mistake, it ends up in the back of the net, isn't it? But other than that, like you say, I think although they did have a lot of possession second half, we still had that good chance with Bishop as well, which I think he should have done better with.
Yeah, it was at the header,
the header,
point blank.
Yeah, he's only about 8-9 yards out, if that. And obviously, ordinarily you'd expect him to bury that sort of chance, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I think first half
again.
we were excellent, weren't we? Yeah, Bishop was very, very good. It's one of those where it's difficult to say who the man of the match was. I personally would give it to Lane, but I think Morel was excellent as well.
I was going to say Morel again. I thought he was superb.
Last two games, I think he's been very, very good. Since returning from his one game out. Robertson again was very. The thing, I was watching really closely in the Lincoln game. We'll come to that in a minute, but you can see why he's a Man City player, can't you? Because
definitely, absolutely.
There's a little bit. You can see why also he's not actually a Man City player as in the first team is yet. Because there's decisions I think sometimes aren't necessarily there. Sometimes his choice of pass can be better, but his touch and his awareness is excellent. Really,
there's
really
flashes,
good.
Isn't there? There's flashes every now and then, and I think if it's his age. We said this last time, it's his age and it's the fact that he's not quite as experienced as some of the other players. But I just think there's a quality player in there, isn't there? And I think once he can do it for 90 minutes rather than just sort of flashes of it, he's going to be a quality player, I think.
So 3-2, we hung on. It was a bit of a nervous second half, especially when they got the second one. It would have been nice to have just had a nice, comfortable second half, but that's not how Pompey do things. That they generally do. put us through the torment. But yeah, those first 20 minutes or so, just mental, wasn't it?
Yeah,
how did you feel when Lane went clean through? And this is just I suppose, my Pompey head on. I wasn't confident he was going to score, even though he was clean through. He had plenty of time, but the finish was excellent, wasn't it?
Really, it was class. Really, and I was screaming at the TV because there was a cracking ball from Bishop as well, just to lift it over the top. And like you say, he had so much time, and I was just screaming at the TV, "You've got to put that away! You've got to put it away!" In that sort of half, like you say, half thinking he's not going to put it away. He's going to miss it. He's going to miss it. Something's going to go wrong here. He's going to put it wide or something like that. But then that was a quality finish, top left hand corner. So he finished it really well. So fair play to him.
Very good.
And even the third goal, it was the corner, wasn't it, that came out? They cleared out to Morel and whipped a brilliant ball in. Ogilvy.
Yeah, very good.
Wallop.
Very good. And at that point, it looked like we could have scored. We could have scored for fun, couldn't we, in the first half?
Yeah.
I think we who's it who said? Was it you who said about the Olays? How often do we hear Olays in the rugby match? But it was like that, wasn't it? We just completely controlled possession. Everything about the first half, excellent, absolutely excellent. Hang on, and you know what? Although we conceded twice and there's soft goals, I still didn't think we played bad in the second half. I thought there's still a lot of energy. I thought there's a lot of. What I liked is the fact that we played well as a team. And again, everyone still got back in position. Nobody really showed, there was no real passengers or anything like that. Everyone kind of showed up, didn't they? And kind of fought. The quality wasn't quite there. We there was a few misplaced passes, but generally it was actually pretty good.
Yeah. All right. And did you think they seemed to be tighter as a team as well? Like the celebrations after the game. I don't know whether it's all for the cameras or whether, that's how they should be celebrating together. But they do seem to be very close. Nobody's left out. A group, not just a few individuals walking off talking to each other. So that's nice to see as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
That can only be a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I think it is, and obviously we're going to move on to the Lincoln game. But one of again, even the lone players seem to be in that this season as well, don't they? They seem to be good as a group. Even the lone players such as Angerin, Kamara, Robertson, all seem to be quite well integrated within the group. I think they seem to click quite well. Okay, so Lincoln. We moved on to Lincoln, and although we didn't start as well, actually, we went 1-0 down, obviously quite early. But until that point, I thought we actually looked all right. We started quite lively again, didn't we?
I thought again, the first half we were brilliant yesterday. I thought not so many chances created, but completely controlled the game, completely controlled the half, controlled the pace of the game. Not a huge amount of chances created, but did not look uncomfortable at all in that first half. Even when they scored it was strange because it sort of just shocked everyone because the goal just went in, and even when it went in, there was not like sort of many murmurs from the crowd. It's just sort of like, what on earth just happened there? It's just gone in, has it? It was like,
we've been controlling it at this point.
Yeah, but and I think that showed to score so quickly. Obviously, did us a lot of favours. But even at 1-0 down, I know it was 4 minutes or whatever it was. Even then, I think we were that confident. We were thinking, well, 1-0 down, we'll be all right. We'll be okay. Yeah. We'll get back into this. To get back into it so quickly was a massive bonus. Yeah, but I thought again the first half really, really good. Really good. Yeah, completely controlled it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It was about control, wasn't it? Very similar. Apart from we didn't get the early goals as we did at Barnsley, I thought it was very similar sort of performance. Good tempo to it. Maybe not as much as an attacking threat as maybe we should be, but they did obviously sit back, and it was difficult. Let's go through the goals then. Firstly, their goal, obviously, how did it seem from the north stand?
Well, from the north stand, so it's hard to see because it was right over the other side. So I didn't actually see what the mistake was until I watched it back. But it was Sparks, wasn't it? Was it Sparks with the ball trying to play it inside? Yeah,
he did that he did it a couple of times before as well, and it's almost like rather than go down the line, he cut back inside and obviously overhit it a little bit, played it into the path of their play, who closed them down pretty well. I thought it was unlucky though. Did you see how, because I thought, oh, it looks like
did he hit it
he's going to
against
get
him?
there. Well, yeah, Shaughnessy got the challenge in and kind of kicked it against, and as the player was shooting, so it's kind of like he kicked it against his foot, which made it that strange sort of loopy sort of finish. So
which
a lot of
made
fortune
it
from their point of view.
all the more strange why he would do two double flips for that goal then as well. Because what have you just done, mate? You just got your foot in the way. Well done, congratulations. Little flippy flip. Yeah, well done. Oh no, what a finish!
But yeah, like you say, it was good that we got back in it. Obviously, massive deflection on Lane's shot, wasn't there? But it's good that we got into the position to actually get that. And then to some degree, Sparks probably is the only one who kind of doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence. He looked nervy, I thought, against Barnsley when he came on for Ogilvy. I think he's a little bit like Hume in a way that he's good going forward, not so great defensively.
I think that sort of summed up his performance, didn't it? On that summed up what type of player he is. That the people were saying that before the game. Oh, I'm not too sure about him as a defender, and I think that sort of summed him up. The fact that he assisted for the winner, really good going forwards, but just a little bit dangerous.
Suspect defensively.
At the back.
Again, it's kind of decision making, isn't it? He just seems to be a little bit with Ogilvy. Generally, I know he's had a period where he hasn't been brilliant, but I think he's much better again this season. And he's solid, he's reliable, and you know what you get with Ogilvy, don't you? Whereas with Sparks, I think it's just a little bit of he's unpredictable defensively. When he's up in the final third, you know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to whip across it as soon as he can, and that's great. But and maybe that's why Mousinho played him further forward on a couple of occasions. Don't know.
Maybe,
could well be. But again, I think looking at the Lincoln game, it's another one of those that you have to say. You can't say there was a bad performance, really.
I don't think so.
Very good across the team.
Yeah, again, I thought Morel was excellent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really just dominating the midfield. I think the only thing I wasn't sure about was, again, we didn't kill it off, did we? And we came out that second half. We didn't play brilliant second half, but I don't think Lincoln were very good at all for the whole game.
No.
And we just sort of sat back, and I just do think sometimes when we're that goal in front that maybe let's go for that killer third goal. Let's go for that. Let's not just sit back and just try and keep possession. Sometimes you've got to be a bit more dangerous and go and try and kill the game off and get that third goal.
Well, we had that one chance, didn't we? We had that. Yeah, we did invite a lot of pressure, but we had that one chance with Pack, which I think he should have done better with personally. In the second half, when it kind of pinged around the penalty area a little bit, and it kind of came back out to him. I think it had been originally from his throw, and it kind of came back to him.
Half, wasn't it? Yeah.
And he just obviously went for laces and ended up putting it over the bar. But I think that should have at least been on target, shouldn't it? It's kind of he's not that far out.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
really got to test the keeper, and I think their only chances really came from Norris being a little bit flappy at times.
Yeah, he was a bit dodgy, wasn't he, on the Saturday? On some crosses.
But it kind of worked, didn't it? Where he did. There's that one where he kind of came for it, kind of dropped it, then jumped on it again, then dropped it again, and then actually ended up doing a decent save in the end. But he's don't know.
Well, was he? I'm guessing he was in our area when he was in the area when it
was very close. He was kind of on the line.
Oh, because I did. I just saw a couple of Lincoln players sort of go. That was outside, but not a huge appeal.
He was very close. I think he was just inside. It would have been harsh. If anything, he was on the line. Worst case scenario. So obviously, they say if you're on the line, if it's a foul on the line, it's a pen, isn't it? So therefore, it must be inside the box. So if he's on the line,
anyway, he had that one chance.
Go on.
What did you think of Mousinho playing a back six or whatever it was for the last 10 or so minutes? Because we saw. He'd already brought on. No, he hadn't. Had he? We saw.
He took off Sparks, didn't he?
He took off Sparks, and we saw Towner and Raggett coming on. And I said to my brother, I said, he's bringing Towner and Raggett on as well. So what are we going for a back? Because we still had our back four at the time.
Yeah.
And then he was bringing those two on as well, and I just thought this is a bit. I thought if we concede now, then he's going to be in for a lot of.
Well, the thing is, we obviously brought on Raggett and Towler for a bit of height, because I think they started playing, throwing a lot of long balls into the box and what have you. But then it kind of, their one real chance came after they came on, didn't they? And it was from a free header as well, which when you've got 4 centre-backs on the pitch, shouldn't really be having a free header at the back post, should they? Which was kind of half saved, and then obviously popped over the bar when he really should have probably at least got on target again.
Yeah.
It wouldn't. I think it would have been harsh on Pompey had they conceded then. But I think, like you say, if you listen to Massinho afterwards, he said one of the things is that we're inviting pressure onto ourselves. But surely then bringing on 2 more centre backs and taking off your more attacking players, you're going to invite even more pressure.
I did think it just seemed like an odd choice. I mean, maybe bring one of them on, but I just thought it was very, very sort of a negative.
Yeah, absolutely. Shaughnessy kind of moved forward a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he kind of went into like almost a defensive midfield position, but it was still very strange kind of formation. I think it just seemed like they, with the except, well, I don't know, because it even looked like Towler went to left back, which
he did. I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah.
But yeah, it certainly invited pressure, and it didn't help, did it? But we held on. And
got away with it.
Got away with it.
What did you? Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, what did you think of Morel's booking?
Well, again, that was over the other side, so it looked to me like he caught him, but then his reaction said otherwise. The fact that he went so skits about it, saying the guy dived. Excuse me. So yeah, it looked like it was one of those where he done this little trippy trip, like he does, where the guy just knocked it past him, and he done his little, I'm going to get a yellow card foul. But his reaction said that maybe the guy dived. So can you tell me?
It's definitely a yellow card as well. He cleaned him out. He just cleaned him out completely, and I don't know why he reacted in the way that he did, because I think he potentially, again, this is just what you get from Morel, isn't it? Because I think where that obviously then became a bit of a flashpoint. And I'm not sure if you saw, but
the guy tapped on the head or something.
Gave a little double tap on the head, which is obviously what he got booked for. But it was 100% a yellow card. It's the only thing I think Morel did wrong in the game.
He was
completely took him out.
Yeah.
But he was excellent. He controlled the midfield and the outfield. And then, again, going back to what we were saying previously about Pack and Morel, is it working? I think the last couple of games it's worked really well, hasn't it? I think both have played really, really well.
Yeah.
Both seem to cover a lot of ground. Been excellent, I think.
Yeah, there was one point where, did you see where Pack chased Hackett Fairchild?
Oh, that's right.
And slid in and won the ball. Yeah. Like, what?
Yeah.
Didn't even know he could run. They run fast. Yeah.
No, it's good.
And what were your thoughts on? I did say to my son about 5 minutes before they said the man of the match. I said, when they announce the man of the match, if they don't say Paul, I'm going to run on the pitch and pull my pants down. So I was quite pleased that they actually said Paul, because he was just class. I thought
he is very good.
In fact, after I said that, he gave the ball away. He passed it to sort of their midfielder, and it was his worst. I think it was his only bad pass of the day. But then he ended up being the one that won it back. So, but he was I thought he was immense.
He is excellent. It's definitely that centre back partnership is a definite upgrade on what we had last season. Obviously, most people got excited when Towler came. We had a centre back who could actually play a bit of football as well.
Yeah.
But I think, I feel a bit sorry for Towler that he's not getting in the side, but you can see why, because Shaughnessy as well. I think he doesn't get enough credit because of how good Paul is, but Shaughnessy has actually been very solid as well, isn't he? I think together they look excellent. And we've got the thing now is we've also got a really good spine. I think Norris is a good goalkeeper and actually much better distribution wise than what we suspected he might have been initially. Paul and Shaughnessy, good centre back pairing. Morel, Pack, and then Bishop all down that spine. They say to be a winning side, you need a good spine, don't you? And I think we've definitely got that.
Are we getting overexcited?
Yeah, definitely. So we're top, unbeaten, 20 games now unbeaten, which is great.
Second top scorers in the division. Yeah, I was having a look at that. Only Barnsley have scored 20, and we've scored 15 with Oxford, and
7 of those from Barnsley were on the opening day as well. Remember, so That's pretty
Good point. Yeah.
pretty good going. But yeah, very good. Lot to be positive about. Early
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
days, though. At this point last season, as it was pointed out to us by our good friend Tolly, at this point last season we had 2 points more, and we were third, and then we went on a run of only getting 8 points from the next 10 games. So approach with caution. The good thing I think the good thing of this season is I think we're now starting to play some good football.
Yes, and the squad depth,
Yeah,
is a huge difference.
Players will be coming back from injury. There we go. They've been sent out down the mines. No, they'll be coming back from injury as well, which will obviously give us more choice as well. So it's all good. It's all good.
It is. It's all good. So let's enjoy it, because we know quite easily that it could go tits up at any point.
Away at Wigan next weekend. Away.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Wigan.
There you go.
Well, Wigan lost heavily, didn't they, at the weekend? 4-1. I forget who it was to, but they were smashed. What do we think?
Bristol Rovers.
Was it Bristol Rovers that beat them? It was. Yeah. Yes, you're right. What do we think? They could react to that defeat. Obviously, it's quite nice that the players have got. I think the players do need that break. It's good it's not a midweek game, because I think they were tiring a lot towards the end of that Lincoln game, weren't they?
Yeah. I think, and the Barnsley game, I think.
Yes,
they were. That's what contributed to the not so good second half, isn't it? Yeah, they got tired in that second half. But I don't know really. I think if you'd asked me a few weeks ago before the Derby and Barnsley game, I'd say I'd be happy with a point. I think I'd still be happy with a point away to Wigan. But yeah, if we can go there and get another win, then might as well just give us the title.
Let's hand it out before the end of September.
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing is, we have got we said this 3 games ago, we've got a run of tricky games, and we've come out of those last 3 games with 7 points. And possibly, do you know what I liked about Mousinho's interview as well? Because he said, he's happy with the 7 points from 9, but he said, although I can't remember exactly how he phrased it, but something like, although we don't regret anything, I feel we could potentially have got 9 from 9 because we're a better side at Derby, and that's not blowing your own trumpet. I think he's right, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
We're the better side against Derby. Yeah,
on the whole, and I think, and let's not forget that the Peterborough game was before that as well. So I'd say
yes,
out of 12.
It is it is 10 out of 10 out of 12. So the next 3: Wigan, Wycombe, Port Vale. So 3 tough games, 2 of them at home, so that helps. Port Vale are on a good run of form, aren't they? Although they lost a couple last week, they're right up there. Second place with their -2 goal difference, which is interesting for a second place.
-3 even.
Is it -3? Is it?
Yeah.
Wow. So tricky run, but I think it's all looking good, isn't it? I'm going to go for a. Oh, this is a surprise. I'm going to go for a draw, 1-1 against Wigan.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with a point away to Wigan. I think that's.
We'll take a point.
Yeah, and then if we can go there and put on another very good performance, I'll be happy with that.
All right. How was the surroundings at Fratton Park? Was your mate back?
Mate's not back. No, he's not been there for the last couple of games. So I think he's gone now. So there's a couple of people that sit directly in front of me. So this is what. So I almost missed the Lincoln goal at the weekend because 2 seats directly in front of us were unmanned, and then 2 people came and sat in them just as they were scoring the goal. And clearly big football fans, because they didn't even realise that we conceded. They just sat there chatting and laughing. Then they were in the wrong seats because the people that normally sit there turned up with their burgers. And so this man and his son that sit in front of me bugged the shit out of me because they're never in their seats at the beginning. They're always going loading up on hot dogs and burgers, and then they do the same at half time, just going top up. So
that's what you go to football for, isn't it? Pay six quid for a crappy burger.
Yeah, go and have some more, and then they do it again in the second half. So turn up 5 minutes after half time. But no, other than that, and a bell end a few seats back, which I don't understand why people around him don't say anything to him. Just screams at the linesman for 90 minutes, regardless of what's happening. Is anything over the other side of the pitch, like over by the south stand, will be this linesman. No, why are you not flagging that? Mental. But no, other than that, most people are all right.
Good. Excellent. Okay. Well, did you go and see?
Everyone's happy at the minute, isn't they?
Everyone's happy. Yeah, of course they are.
Yeah.
Nothing really to moan about, is there? Good football, good results. Did you go and see the statue?
I walked past it. Yeah, saw the top of its head. Yeah.
Oh, right, nice.
Looks all right, there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does look very good. Very good.
Yeah.
They've done an amazing job, haven't they? Hats off to the Portsmouth Supporters Trust for that one. And finally, a little bit of injury news. This is not good news. Well, actually, we won't end on this because it's not good news at all. But I read just earlier today that Scully is now going to be out until the new year due to his injury. Right. It was reported that he was returning to fitness, but he now has to have an operation. So no Scully until the new year. Sorry, I was just thinking of an X-File, and I couldn't think of how I could maybe sneak that in as a joke. But maybe it's a mysterious injury of some sort. No. Anyway, so he's out. Yeah, unfortunately, he's out until the new year now.
I'm sure the truth's out there. We'll find out what. Yeah, that's bollocks. I'm not too worried about this. Are you too worried about this? All right. So your big build up about how this is some bad news.
Well, it's not good. It's not good. It is bad news from his perspective, isn't it? It's bad news from his perspective. We're not really missing him at the moment, are we?
But not from a footballing perspective. Bad news for him and his family, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, no, we're all right.
Let us know.
No, well, there you go. I think it's the squad depth, isn't it? So I think we're all right.
Yeah, I think we'll be right. Let us know what your thoughts are on Scully's injury on social media at X. We're at Pompey Pod on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Like, subscribe, give us a review. That's us done for this week, people. It's a nice, quick in and out. We'll be back after the Wigan game to see how that went. Hopefully 3 more points. Hopefully we'll still be top of the league. But for now, we are top of the league. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.